and Bean.
Carol Q.
Miss Cleo, are you blushing? Is that what's going on here? What's happening to you? What? What's happening to you? Are you blushing?
Maybe a little.
She's bright red. Are you kidding?
Here's what we were told. We were told that you wanted to lick the producer Alex's ear because she had the phone to her ear and was talking to Joshua Jackson.
Look, he's on the phone
Is that true?
now.
Did
Yes,
you
he
want to lick
is.
her ear?
Maybe a little.
That's maybe the best introduction I've ever had.
See?
Well, you got yourself a real fan here, Josh. I got news for you. Hey, let me give the real intro. Fringe is one of the fall's most popular shows. It has already been picked up for a new season, and it airs tonight, Tuesday night at 9 on Fox. It is honked up and fascinating all at the same time. And one of the stars of the show, Joshua Jackson, joins us here on the Kevin and Bean Show on Carol.
Well, I think you pretty much covered it. My work here is done.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now.
It has been a long time since we talked to you. I know we had you on a couple times back in the Dawson days, but it's been a while since we caught up with you. How you been?
It's been a while. I've been pretty damn good, and I'm doing pretty damn good right now. Of course, I'm on the wrong coast. I'm here in New York, but
Yeah, it happens. What are you going to do?
yeah.
Sure. This Fringe is, like I said, it is honked up. It was one of those shows that I got kind of nervous because of what I went through as a fan of Lost to see
Right.
how J.J. Abrams can throw 1,000 balls in the air and make it almost impossible to keep track of all of them.
Yeah.
But Fringe is doing a pretty good job of making it interesting, but reining it in and giving you enough answers. I mean, you do have to pay attention to watch the show, but there sure is a lot of cool stuff to go along with it.
Yeah, well, I think his whole plan, their whole plan when they made this show was to learn from both Alias and Lost. And, you know, those stories, Lost is a fantastic show. It's one of my favorite shows on TV, but it is dense. If you miss a couple episodes,
Right.
You might as well just buy it on DVD at the end of the season. 'Cause
Right.
You're not going to catch up.
Right.
And, you know, they want our show to be a little bit of both, where it has the big story going on that you can pay attention to if you want to, but every story finishes. You know, you get to the end of the hour, and it's not always basically a to be continued, which is good, because I'm with you. At a certain point, it gets a little bit obnoxious. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to work that hard, to be honest.
yeah, precisely.
For
And
my
in the,
entertainment.
you know, it's like who knows that they're going to have Tuesdays at 9:00 off every week for 22 consecutive weeks? you
Yeah,
know?
that's true. Yeah, and then you get
That's,
behind, and you feel like, well, I can't watch tonight
Yeah.
because I didn't watch last week's.
Yeah.
This one does wrap each episode up, though. Tell us about your father. Tell us about the pattern. Tell us what we need to know for people who haven't been watching. I watched every episode so far and love it.
Well, that's excellent.
Love.
But basically, what people need to know: Daddy's crazy. Daddy's not a healthy man.
Daddy
No.
is
No.
And this, of course,
Daddy's got some serious issues going on.
and this, of course, is Joshua Jackson's father, who is crazy but brilliant, but crazy but brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, the actor's name is John Noble, but he plays the character Walter Bishop, who is my character's dad, and the pattern is this series of events, this group of things that have been happening that are just loosely seem to be correlated to each other, but nobody can figure out why. And it may be either that my father is so brilliant that he's able to figure it out, or he's so brilliant and evil that he might have caused it and created it way back when,
Yeah.
and is now sort of reaping the rewards.
It is so good, and it's what if some rogue scientist out there somewhere were using the human population as guinea pigs?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the premise of the whole show. Actually, it's either that someone's using us as guinea pigs, or someone had the hubris. Someone was so arrogant they thought they could control these experiments, and now they've just sort of run amok. And that the second option is actually the scarier one to me.
Yeah,
'Cause
sure.
There's lots of people out there who would wish us ill, but the idea that technology and science has gotten to a place where the genie is just out of the bottle and there's nothing we can do about it, and that to me is even scarier.
I think you're absolutely right when you say that, and I also think one of the things that's cool about Fringe is that you have a skepticism of the government, and you really look at this show and you go, I wonder how much of this is based on what could really happen, because none of us trust the government. None of us believe that all the people in the government are good and are doing things that are good for the country. I bet it would blow us away, some of the science stuff and some of the government stuff that's going on that we have no idea about.
Yeah, well, just the things that they allow themselves to talk about. You know, like no government should ever talk about doing experiments on its own people, but the American government has done that in the past.
Sure,
Yeah,
Not
that's
the whole
happened.
government, but there's always going to be that when you put that amount of money and that amount of power together, something bad is going to happen.
My favorite episode was where your father, the guy that plays your father, I should say, John Noble, who, by the way, is brilliant beyond words.
Yeah, no, he's and believe me, I'm plenty arrogant enough, but I think he's the best thing on our show. He's just fantastic.
But
You
the
know,
best episode is when Anna Torv, who is super hot and is the lead, Has to
Did she
go
just
in.
get a 3-bell ring?
She did, yeah.
She did, yeah.
She did, yes.
She has to go in. She's going to try and access the memories of a dude that's in a coma, and the good doctor puts her under some kind of bath of goo. I don't.
Oh my
That's what I had in mind.
She gets in a swimsuit, and she goes in this bath of
like
goo.
an isolation tank.
Oh,
This
it's
is
just.
how you know that JJ is a guy, and that the guys he hires to write the shows are also guys.
Yeah, that was.
Right.
Because if I
good
was
episode.
a writer and I was thinking, well, here's what we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to get into the brain of her ex-boyfriend, and to do that, she's got to get naked.
That's exactly right.
What's this is Joshua Jackson on the phone. We're talking to Miss Cleo's future husband. The show's called Fringe, airs tonight at 9 on Fox. What's the clip that we have from the program, Kevin?
We have from last week's show, there was this dude who was supercharged with electrical energy.
Right. We call him Electro Man on set. But yeah.
Electro Man, okay? He walks by computers, they freak out. Everything that runs on electricity freaks out when he's there. And he's obsessed with this woman, and they got an elevator together, and he starts going crazy because he finds out she has a boyfriend. And when he goes crazy, you don't want to see what happens to the electronics, especially when they're on an elevator.
Yeah.
And it plunges to the floor, of course, and now they're trying to figure out what happened.
Walter's theoretical test subject, I think, is real.
The only problem with that scenario is that it doesn't make sense. If he was in the elevator car, he should have been electrocuted just like everybody else. And that's if the impact didn't kill him first.
Not necessarily. If this person is both the source and the conductor of a large amount of electrical current, then it could well induce a form of electrodynamic levitation.
So he floated.
It is possible that he could have levitated long enough to escape the brunt of the impact.
That still doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know any of those words, but but I bought it when I was watching it.
I'm not smart enough for some of the scenes on this show. That's all there is to it. Hey, Joshua, is it at the point now that Fringe has been on long enough that people on the street are starting to bug you with what's going on with the pattern, just like the people on Lost always have to field questions from their fans whenever they're out in public?
We're not quite there yet. We're still in the honeymoon phase for the show. I think we've started off really well, and we have a good-sized audience that's tuning in, so thankfully I'm going to have a job for the rest of the year, which is really nice.
Right.
But it hasn't gone to that next level. Last time I was doing this with Dawson's Creek, it took a couple of years for it to sort of percolate into the general consciousness.
Right.
And I think it takes a while for it to filter down, which is, I got to say, it's kind of nice. It's like it is the honeymoon phase. It's where the show is still ours, and we just sort of, go to work anonymously before, hopefully, you turn a corner at some point.
Exactly.
And then really, what am I supposed to say? Like, hey, can you reveal to me the ultimate, the story behind the entire show?
Sure.
Absolutely. Here, let me ruin it.
Yeah. Well, I would certainly hope that's what you're going to do.
All right, we're almost out of time. Miss Cleo, anything for your boyfriend, Joshua Jackson, before we let him go?
Anything I should bring home, honey?
Oh, dear God.
Just your beautiful face.
Oh, dear God.
You have my phone number.
Look what you've
Call
done,
me.
Joshua. All right, it's one
Leave
of my,
the other girl.
It's one of my favorite new shows. I have watched every episode Tuesdays at 9 o'clock on Fox. Fringe and Joshua Jackson, Miss Cleo's husband. Thank you.
Bye, Joshua.
All right, good to talk to you guys.
KROQ, K-Rock.